Well, Neil, thanks for joining me. And I suppose, playoff semi-final at home in front of your own fans. This is the moment that we've been building up to all season.
Yeah, of course it is. We know the importance of the game. Our job is to kind of try our best to treat it like any game, because we've had 23 games, I think, or 22 games, we've lost one, and that's just us going out, being the best version of ourselves, playing with freedom, and we need to keep doing that, because the group, I think, is good enough. If we can just have fun, enjoy it, and do what we've done all season, I think we've got a great chance.
What was your message right back in sort of July pre-season time? What were the expectations going into this season?
I said to them, first meeting I had in the canteen, I said, I'm here to get promoted. I'm here to win the league. You have to start with trying to win the league. They looked at me as if to say, yeah, all right. But I think as the season's gone on, they've believed more and more, and hopefully the fact we got to 87 points means I wasn't talking rubbish.
It has been some season. You mentioned the 87 points in some years. That might be good enough to win the league, and there's so many statistics and records that the team has broken this season. For example, that is a National League record for the club, and the amount of the unbeaten run and the sort of points you picked up at home and away. There's so much positivity to go into this playoffs with.
Yeah, momentum as well. I looking back now, that maybe the Stockport defeat was a good thing. I know it was devastating at the time, but if you went in here 23 games unbeaten and hadn't lost since January the 6th or whatever it was, that might be a bit of a milestone going onto your head going into the playoffs. The fact we've lost one and then we've responded to that loss with 5 wins. We said at the time we thought we'd probably need to win all our games to get third spot. Boys have gone and done it. So they're a strong bunch. They're a mentally strong bunch. They know that they're getting no pressure from me whatsoever, me and the staff. We're just here, we'll make them ready and prepped. These boys will do the rest.
And they've obviously bought into what you and Quinny and the rest of the team have done behind the scenes, and there's a message that you always tell the lads. Is it all about focusing on the performance?
Yeah. In any one-off game of football, you need a slice of luck, you need everything. Anyone can beat anyone, we know that from FA Cups and stuff like that. Absolutely, we could lose on Sunday. Absolutely, we could lose on Sunday. If we're scared to lose the game, we're going to actually put the percentage of losing up higher. If we go out there and we play and we try and be the best version of ourselves, and we don't let that result affect the performance, and we have a right go, we give ourselves a miles better chance. So that's been the message all season. Why would we change it?
And I guess there's no fear going into the game either, because it seems that although we haven't lost many games this season, when we have, we've gone on a run and we haven't allowed it to affect the mentality.
No, absolutely. Problem is now we won't be able to go on a run if we lose. But listen, I think whatever happens, these boys have got a mindset that hopefully I've helped encourage right from the word go at the start of the season. We're here to win the league, we're here to get promoted. I think that they don't need me to be telling them this, that and the other, how big the game is or anything like that. All they need me to do is give them the way to win the game, pick the team and support them through it. I think they'll do the rest, and the way they train every day is exceptional. We gave them the weekend off. They came in yesterday, the training was unbelievable. Right? They actually pull them aside and tell them that, because normally after a few days off you have to get going again, and they've got to just keep that going. We'll ramp it up, and we'll try and ramp it up so that we peak on Sunday, and then we'll have to do, if we can get the result we want, we'll do the same the following week.
You've got a really nice balance as well when it comes to the experienced heads in the group, but the majority, particularly when you look at the starting 11 for most of the season, it's a young team out there.
Yeah, and people say youth, and etc., but they don't know anything different, and not only have we got young players, but we've got good young players who seem to play with no fear, and like I say, go and do it again if you can for 2 more games and see where it takes us.
How big can the crowd, the Moors fans, play in this tie? Because it's sold out within days, and there's a real feel-good factor about this place at the moment.
Yeah, I know it's a cliche. People say 12th man, all that kind of stuff. I went to the Notts game last night. Notts fans were brilliant. The atmosphere was rocking, but the Grimsby fans were amazing as well. So home, away, final, semi-final, it doesn't matter. The fans, the atmosphere they create, the fact that our fans have enjoyed the ride, there's no pressure on us. I think if the result didn't go how we wanted it to on Sunday, they'd give us a standing ovation anyway for the season we've had. So there's no pressure, and I think the players enjoy that. The relationship between the fans and the players is brilliant, and let's hope we can make it a fairy tale ending.
Yeah, in this sort of game we've deserved it on the course of the season, but do you class it as a bonus game, or is it the game that you always had in mind that you wanted to reach for, and you saw this playoff stages as the extension of the season that you always saw yourself in?
Once Stockport went on their run, they started to go miles clear. It became harder to think you could win the league. I mean, if Stockport had had any normal run of form, not winning 22 out of 23 games, I think we would have all been pushing for the title. I think everyone would have been. As it happened, they did, and it became sort of 10 games to go that the realism was playoffs. And even then, we was sort of 7th, 6th, 5th, we was there and pushing and saying, can we get a home game? That was our first remit, and then we started looking at, right, can we get a home semi-final? So for us, it's been great because we've got where we actually wanted to achieve. And we've done it in style in the end, so there is a good momentum there. There's no sort of disappointment that we've missed out on a title, or that we haven't played very well and hung on in there. It's a good place. It doesn't guarantee you're going to win on Sunday or that everything's going to go all right, but it sends us in there with no excuses. It's great.
And your team have shown, obviously, throughout the course that you can mix it about. There's ways of playing. You've worked hard on your method of football, but you can adapt to the circumstances, and particularly in playoff games, that could be vital.
I don't know if people realise, but we barely kept the same shape throughout 90 minutes in a game anyway. We worked on 3 or 4 shape systems right at the start of the season. The lads bought into it. They know how to play all the different systems, so we can adapt. We could start with one and change within 15 minutes and adapt to a second one, which isn't always easy to play against. We could name a team that people might think's a 4-3-3 and it turns out to be a 3-5-2. We've got that about us. I wouldn't want to be playing us trying to guess what we're going to do or what we might do during a game, because the options are there. That's been a big part of it, but the lads deserve the credit. They're the ones that have bought into that and done it.
And you could look at some squads in the league as a whole and think you need your key men to perform. You could mention Joe Dallow as throughout the whole season as the most sort of consistent, but you could reel off 8, 9, 10 players that have done that for us all campaign, so it's not a case of relying on 1 or 2 men.
No. We lost Callum Howell earlier in the season. The centre halves came in and we carried on our winning run. We've lost Stoz at some point in the season. We've carried on winning. We've lost Ozzy. We've carried on winning. Dallow and Noots didn't play for a little period earlier in the season. We carried on winning. Carl Hoodlin's come in lately, training better than ever, playing better than ever. We've lost obviously Ozzy. We've lost Booty. Macca's come in and done great, and we've carried on winning. You like to think that's a team, that's a cohesive team. Obviously good players are good players and you don't want to lose them, but the team seems to adapt no matter what happens.
Yeah, and that's football, isn't it? You lose Ozzy and you lose Booty, but players have come in. And just to finally touch on those that have been out, is there any progress on Lois and Crano?
Crano's back running. Lois, he's having a meeting with a consultant today, but he trained last week, so it's just more of a let's go and get a second opinion on something, but he may well be available. We've obviously got few days yet to train to the back end of the week, so at the moment, like I say, it's great. We're just trying to get them there in a mentally and physically good place, try not to get any injuries along the way, and if we can do that, great. It'll be great to have that team selection problem.
Just finally, a message for the fans who I guess are excited, but at the same time might have a few butterflies in the stomach.
Yeah, we all will. There's no hiding that. I'll be hopefully the calmest man in the room, but it won't. I'm not going to lie. I won't have them nerves of butterflies of the big occasion. That's natural to everybody, and hopefully they'll turn them nerves into lots of noise. I'll turn my nerves into a calm manager who helps his team, and together, if we do our bits right, the players will respond and we'll get the result.
Okay, cheers now.
Thank you.
Best of luck on Sunday.
Cheers.